our brain really is designed to do one thing at a time. So this idea of focused attention as opposed to fragmented attention, right? And so instead of trying to do a bunch of things at one time, can you do one thing for maybe a shorter amount of time that's focused? And one of I know one of the biggest thorns in most people's side is email. And one of the tips I'll give people is try not having email be the first thing that you do in the morning when you get into your, sit at your desk, open your computer, because you're doing other people's work. You're responding to questions. What if in the first half hour that you were in your office when you're nice and fresh, the caffeine's like right at its peak, you do your focused work. The thing that day that's the most important. Do you need to write a board report? Do you need to, analyze a budget or some proposals that have come in? That kind of work that takes your focused attention. Try to do that earlier in the day, sooner than later, and try not to do it while you're having a meeting or when you're doing it. Try not to pick up the phone and look at the text that you just got. Focused time is exactly what it means. It's time when you're focused on one thing, and what you'll find is tasks get done quicker because they're not interrupted. So sometimes I remember back when we would work on budgets a lot, it felt like it might take the whole day, right? Because you'd start and then you'd have a meeting and then you'd start and then someone walk into your office and you'd go back to it. So every time you stop and start a task, it takes your brain 23 minutes to get back to where you left off. And time again, when I find myself slipping and getting frustrated with myself because I'm like, I just took half the day to do something that would have just taken me a half an hour if I had just, focused on it. So how can you create focused time? So again, let's take a pause here and maybe rate yourself on how you think you do with that. Are you able to find focused time dedicated to certain work and certain tasks during the day? And give yourself a rating of 1 to 5. And if you've missed any of the other ones, let's make sure you've got a self-assessment. No, you're not going to show this to anybody. You're not going to share this with anybody. But what's your self-assessment on all of these areas, right? We have sleep. We have physical time, connecting time, play time, downtime, time in, and now this focus time. And you do need help here, in a sense, right? And this is where, as colleagues, and I love to hear about that shared forum and that shared space to share best practices. But with your teams, you need to have a way for them to know this is my focus time. If you don't interrupt me for this half hour, I'm actually going to get the work done we need to give to the board, and we're all going to be happy, kind of thing, right? So it's creating healthy boundaries for the work, for focus time, and also to respect and value and understand that other people need focus time as well. And this also goes back to understanding who you are and how you work best. As I mentioned, we're all unique, and some people, maybe their peak brain time is not earlier in the day, maybe it's later in the day, but you need to understand that about yourself and schedule the time for those most important, focused work to happen during those times if you can. So I know for me, it's kind of that 10 to 12, before lunch. And then also in the late afternoon around 4, I can tend to, if I've had a good day of practicing these things and moved a little bit and maybe gotten outside and maybe connected with a friend, as I'm pacing through my day, when I get to the end around 4:30, I would get a pretty good second wind, and so I could really make a good push and get another good hour and a half done. The max time in all the research that your brain is really able to stay focused is 90 minutes. So even at 90 minutes, if you're not done with what you're doing, you do need to take a break of some sort. Get up, move around, take a drink of water, maybe eat something. Your brain literally needs the break in order to function at its highest. And I know this is a group of high achievers. You're all high performers. And so I know these things might seem small, and they are, which is a good thing in the sense that they're not impossible to integrate and to add in and to practice. And so I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the fact that there are so many, but I'm hoping you've found a nugget here and there that you think might work for you.